So day 2 of the trip to Yellowstone was going pretty uneventful until right now. We just stopped at a rest stop to eat some lunch. We're about halfway through our traveling for the day, and I noticed that the airbag on one side was at 0 psi, so I went and checked it, and we have a snapped leaf spring and a popped airbag. So I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see this on camera, but that snapped from in here, and when it came out, it cut the airbag. So now the truck has a massive lean to the left, which again, I don't know if you can see it, but so we're kind of dead in the water here for the moment, and I'm really not sure what we're gonna do with it. So I guess it's time to start brainstorming. All right, so I just talked to Adam. He said because of which spring it is, it's not the main one front to back, it's the next one down. We can hammer that back into place, put some hose clamps around it, and at least drive it and get it parked somewhere, and order a new airbag to replace that one. But then we're gonna have to find a way to replace that leaf spring too. So, but we can at least get it out of the rest station here. So
we have to take it, jack the camper up off so that it's got no weight before you bang it. Yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit. So guess I'll get started on that. All right. I guess I will call Celia or Boondockers Welcome, let them know what's going on.
Yep. And we're gonna be late.
We're gonna be late. And
see how many days we can stay there.
Yes. Yes. All right.
All right. I'm gonna get tools.
All right.
All right. So we are gonna put the jacks down and get the weight off that axle before we start hammering anything. That's the last thing I want, is that spring to be under any kind of tension when I hit it with a hammer, trying to knock it back where it belongs and losing a finger or 3. So, welcome to RV life. Come on. Well, that's certainly not ideal, but maybe it'll work. If nothing else, it's no more broken than it is right now.
That's a very valid point.
All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and let's get back on the road.
All right.
All right, so I got the that leaf spring back in there, but then my question is, so that one airbag got a hole in it from the leaf spring hitting it, so that's at 0 pounds. So do I want to leave my other one fully inflated, or like half inflated, or just
not inflated?
Not inflated. Like, what do I do with that? 80 pounds before I hooked up, so it was like about 110-ish with the trailer on it. Yeah, Loretta just got in touch with her. We were going to a Boondockers Welcome, so we're staying at somebody's house tonight. She said we could stay as long as we want to get the parts we need, so that kind of works out. Yeah, but we're 3 hours away from there, so on to step 2 is getting it there. All right, so we'll run nice and slow in the right lane until we get there then. All right, brother, I appreciate it. Bye.
All right. So what do you say?
So that's my buddy Adam. He says run this one down like 30-35 pounds, just so it's got something in there. He said as long as it's not that main leaf spring that attaches all the way from front to back, then your axle will be going back and forth. But because it's that secondary one, we can tight.
The axle is where it's supposed to be.
The axle's where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
It's just, you know, be really careful with it because...
Bumpy ride.
Right. So.
Illinois, do something about your roads.
Yeah, because they suck. But at least we got a guy, so.
Yes.
Everyone says, what should you pack when you move into the RV? You should pack your buddy's phone number, who knows literally everything. So thank you, Adam. And we're gonna head on down to our first ever Boondockers Welcome, if we make it there.
And Celia so far has been absolutely splendid.
Yes.
She warned us of the incoming storm first thing this morning.
So we stopped because we saw it just ahead. It was a giant lightning strike. So we saw the rest stop here. So we figured we're pulling and eat lunch, which is the only way that we found this. Otherwise, we would have just been trucking on down the road, and who knows? So.
Who knows? Could have blown out a tire. Could have gotten in a wreck or anything
if that had
else.
bounced the other
that
direction.
would not have been good. So, so I reached out to Celia. Celia said that we could stay as long as we needed to get everything repaired. And I told her that I would let her know when we were back on the road. So I will give her
a call
message
and let her know we'll be there at some point today.
Yeah, I already let her know that we're going to be going slower than
normal.
No, slower than normal. So I would give her an idea.
Alrighty, let's hit the road. Cross your fingers. Got about 60 more miles to go. And now it's pouring.
Cold rain.
Just stopped at Casey's to get some coffee. Because it's looking like this long day is nowhere near over yet.
No, it's not. And you know, changing time zones doesn't sound so bad.
Until you realize that it adds an extra hour to your trip.
When it's a bad day. Like when it's a good day, you're like, oh, we got an extra hour out of it.
Yeah.
Right, today has not been so great. And we've had an extra hour of crap.
And here we go.
Again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Not just rain, but grinding rain.
Yeah.
Visibility has returned.
Slightly. It has improved.
Thanks for not rear-ending us, brother. I can see him in the side. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
To you.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I can't. I'm tapping my brakes as hard as I can. I'm like, it's not me, dude. You gotta stop. Alright. Hazards off. Wipers back to normal speed. And lightning across a clear blue sky. That's cool.
That's, yeah.
The Midwest is weird.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Where do we stop for coffee?
Me too. Until you come to a gravel drive where you can see a house
All the way in the back.
at the very end of the lane. This is our house. There are two big outbuildings on the right. Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Alright. We are officially pulling into our first ever Boondockers Welcome. Nice night of absolutely free camping, which is awesome because we got to spend like $800 for truck parts now.
And this is beautiful.
This is beautiful. How you doing?
Hi.
Sorry we're late. Yes. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey today.
And it's windy, but it's not raining.
Yes, we went through some of that rain, which was blinding and awesome.
So we're here.
Yes, you're here.
Well, you have a couple of choices.
Okay.
There's either a full hookup right on the end of this building, in which case you go on up and back
it in. Okay.
Come over here.
Or
Sit.
right next to the last door there, see the lid sticking up?
Yeah.
There's a full hookup right there.
Which way would we be least in your way?
Isn't gonna make any difference to me.
It's a prettier view if you're out front
I
here.
We were basically just going to stay for the night until the leaf spring exploded.
I was gonna say, but you need to get things fixed.
Yeah.
So, now is it on the truck or the trailer?
It's on the truck here. It's the.
And that way also getting your truck around to the shop and that kind of stuff, so you can use my shop to
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are.
You won't block yourself out of the things you want to be able to get at.
All right, cool.
How's that?
That's fantastic. Thank you very
So,
much.
like you say yourself,
Just
so
spinning
you
around
can
and
turn around. I
and
mean,
back
everything
in.
in here is heavy enough. Where that water's sitting is heavy enough gravel for a semi.
Okay. Awesome. You guys are lifesavers.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's get this thing parked, and then it's time for a beer, I think.
What did she say?
Or two. All right, so my review of Boondockers Welcome, awesome.
Our first harvest toast was excellent. Well, not our first, but we've had some very good.
Yeah.
We've done very well.
Yep. And our first Boondockers Welcome, they have like a full shop, like a shop. So the timing on the leaf spring breaking
and where we're
fixed.
landing. What are the odds?
Zero chance. So the Ford dealer that we passed on the way to Mark and Celia's, we just went back over there to try to track down a part number so we could order a replacement leaf spring.
Right.
They have one on the shelf. There's absolutely no reason for them to have this part on the shelf. They had ordered one for another customer about a year ago. It got lost in shipping. They ordered a second one. Then they both showed up. So they've been sitting on this one for over a year. So they had the spring in stock. So what are the odds of that? Like, we are just, I mean, it's the unlucky lottery, but we're
hitting something.
We're hitting something.
There he is right there.
So we are just driving around the back of the dealership now to get the spring loaded up. Then we're gonna head back to Mark and Celia's and
work on
getting this thing replaced.
There we go.
And for the fun part.
It's not good.
It don't wanna. It just did something.
Did it move?
Yeah, either that or I pooped my pants. I'm not sure. Holy criminy. Alright, got that. Got the handle onto it. Alright. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a good sound. It's twisting. I think it's just that tight, you know.
Or you could try putting the air back on it and try running it tight and then loosen it up again since you have the move issue.
Oh, I get you. You
might try the air here.
Yeah. There we go. Now it's moving. Slow, but it's going.
Okay. Oh, that's a good sign.
We proceeded to cutting, I see.
The only option.
All right.
It's coming out one way or another.
All right. That's what it is.
Correct one problem, then find a solution.
Which would be a 7/8.
I'm fine with a 7/8 bolt.
Because 7/8 is 785, right?
Could be. Here's the old spring. Snapped in half. But there's a nice brandy new one. Now we just got to find a replacement bolt for the front. Put it back together. So Mark and Celia have definitely saved our asses on this one. This was not getting done in the parking lot.
No.
With Mark's shop, it's been 5 hours, so nothing, we're only halfway done. So I'm gonna get back to work. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here's one. And two. Ow, 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 ow. This piece here. And can't find my nuts. I really hope the next stop is a lot more uneventful than this one.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark and Celia have been great, but if I could just have like a normal boring camping stop tomorrow, that'd be spectacular. I think that's everything.
That's it?
As far as I can tell. Other than that one bolt we had to cut, which will be here tomorrow morning, I think it's all back together.
All right.
Alright. Alright. Now I can clean up Mark's shop. Alright, so I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think it's going to work.
Alright.
But the airbag has a slow leak into it. It's not like you try to air it and it just comes right out.
Okay.
So I got some of that tape that Jaden found when we blew the trans line in Oklahoma. Like I said, I don't expect this to work. So if it doesn't, don't hold it against Permatex. If it does, pick up a roll of this and add this to your...
To your must-have bag?
Yeah, we had a transmission line blow in Oklahoma, and our son at 8 years old said, "Hey Dad, why don't we try this?"
And you said no.
I said, "No, that never works," and it did. We wrapped it around the line, and we were able to get back to Oklahoma City to get the transmission fixed. And when we got there, I told the guy, "Hey, I want this line replaced." They put it on the lift and said it's not leaking. So fingers crossed. So what I'm going to try and do is, the airbag when it's uninflated is short and fat, and when you inflate it, it gets tall and skinnier.
Okay.
So I'm going to need to hold the tape on the hole while you hit the switch to inflate it.
Okay.
So that I can wrap it around it when it's skinny. Otherwise
it's just gonna right. So, makes sense. It's just gonna peel away.
Yeah, I'll get set up in here, and then you can hit the switch to inflate the airbag. I'll wrap the tape, and
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed we can get some air into it for this ride out to Montana.
All right.
But today is Friday. The truck was repaired Thursday, ready to go with the leaf spring. And we were talking to Mark and Celia last night, and basically we were ready to hit the road and kind of felt like we overstayed our welcome a little bit. You know, we were supposed to be here for one night, and here it is, you know, day 4. And, you know, we were kind of sitting on the back porch like we had all week long. And just... So for our first Boondockers Welcome, Mark and Celia have ruined us.
Oh my gosh.
So amazing, and like this is their backyard. You guys see what's going on with the truck. Mark said, "Hey, just pull it in the shop, fix it in my shop.
Fix it in the shop.
Stay as many days as you need to, get your parts.
Right.
Pull it in my shop and fix it."
They're making us dinner.
Yeah,
we just picked our own sweet corn. We learned a lot about corn.
Took us to their neighbor's farm. We picked it off the vine. We're cooking dinner in the backyard. Mark said it's going to be a couple minutes. Why don't you and the dog go for a walk around the lake? So that's what we're doing. We're going to go finish our beer, finish our walk, eat some dinner, and we're going to figure out the truck tomorrow.
Because we have just landed at the most amazing Boondockers Welcome ever. And it's only our first one. So everybody else got to step up your game.
Checking out our sunsets.
Checking out the sunsets, and Mark and Celia have been amazing this whole week. And they actually suggested to us, why don't you guys stay until Sunday? Because Friday night there's a thing in town where they shut down the streets and it's all pedestrian traffic, and all the shops are open late and stuff. And then Saturday night there's a car show that they really wanted us to go to. It's one of the biggest ones in the state. And
we just don't want to leave yet.
Yeah, like I was joking last night and said to Mark and Celia, like, you know, just pour us a pad over there behind the shop because we live here now. And they were like, okay, cool, no problem. They've been really fantastic, and we are so indebted to them, like I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
And so we are going to stay till Sunday and check out the car show on Saturday night. But Celia had actually suggested, why don't we take the camper for a shakedown cruise and make sure everything's good to go before we hit the road. This way, if it's not, we can come back and fix
repair it here while we have the
fixed. So,
shop and tools and everything.
and a fantastic pair of hosts.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do the shakedown cruise, and
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and spend a couple days here. So We're a week behind schedule, and at this point, I don't even care.
We'll get to Montana when we get to Montana.
All right, so here's the update. That tape did stick to itself and hold. It slowed the leak, but it didn't stop it. Then Mark had a great idea. We'll get a plumbing sleeve, a rubber sleeve, put a hose clamp around that tape with that rubber sleeve on there, and that should help. Now it's actually holding pressure. Not great, but we've got about 20 pounds into it. So not the normal 80 that we run in it, but we can get some air in there, which is better than no air. So it should soften the ride out to Montana, and we should be able to get the new airbag to meet us at the campground out there, swap that out, and then we're back to being 100%. So we are going to take Celia's advice and hook up the camper and go do a little shakedown cruise around town here just to see if anything else breaks loose or anything like that while we've still got a place to call home. It almost looks like that's holding with the weight of the camper on there.
It does.
Yeah, very, very slow creep.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's better than it instantly leaking back out. So if we have to hit the compressor button every...
A couple times, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like bouncing around the 50 mark, so...
That'll soften the ride a lot. Hopefully, because it's a brand new spring, it's got a little bit of extra oomph to it. The new airbag can meet us in Montana, and then we'll be back on the road again.
Back to good.
A lot better than it did when we were on our way here.
Well, I think on the way here, anything was going to feel better than that.
Yeah.
But the truck has felt good.
Yeah, every pothole felt like a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned redneck rig job.
That's it. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's gotten us out of plenty of jams before.
That's right.
All right, highway speed test. Here we go. Come on, baby. Show me why Daddy loves you.
So far, so good.
One thing left now is for you to tell me how amazing I am.
Well, you are very amazing. I have told you that.
I mean, Mark helped. They definitely saved our asses and our dream. Because we were dead in the water without them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're in Ketchikan, Alaska, and they need us, we have to hook up and go.
I know. I'm okay with that.
Me too. All right, let's find a spot to get turned around here. We'll go back and set up, and we can spend the next 2 days just hanging out. We should have an enjoyable...
Enjoying Illinois?
Yeah, enjoying Illinois instead of going, oh, what do we do now? It's a very bittersweet day today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't necessarily want to leave.
No. I definitely would have loved to have spent more time with Mark and Celia.
Yeah.
And we are 5 days behind schedule. The fact that there's even a schedule left, we owe 100% to Mark and Celia.
To Mark and Celia, yeah. We had a dreadful, amazing week.
Yes.
In the tiniest town of Abington, Illinois, with our newfound friends.
Yes.
Mark and Celia.
Yeah, just phenomenal people all the way around. The biggest, most open hearts I've ever met anywhere in the country. And we owe all of season 2 to them. Like, there is no way we were fixing that in the parking lot anywhere.
No, and I mean, you and I were talking, and we even like kind of told Celia this when we were sitting down with her, and we said, you know, any other day, you would have, when we found the problem in the rest stop, you would have pulled the truck over or like got back on the highway and then gotten us off.
First campground we could find, I would have gotten us off the highway, and that would have been that. And why I decided to go another 180 miles.
180 miles, 3 hours later. And it was even more than 3 hours because we were
traveling way slower than we usually do.
And we did hit the storm that Celia said we were going to hit.
Right.
So it was 3 hours, and we didn't know them.
No.
We didn't know them, and I mean, remember on our way there, when we were still nursing it, we went and stopped for fuel and coffee because we needed the coffee. And Doug bought Powerball tickets. Because
he said, to change our luck.
Right, he said everything kept breaking. And he wanted to change our luck. And the Powerball tickets were not needed.
No.
we hit the lottery.
We got one number on 5 tickets, but we hit the lottery with Mark and Celia.
We hit the lottery with Mark and Celia.
Lifetime friends, for sure.
Just crazy. Just absolutely insane.
like I said, the kindest, biggest hearts I've ever seen anywhere. And if you ever happen to be driving through Illinois, stop in the city of Abingdon, stay at
Galesburg.
Galesburg has got it going on. Middle of farm country, would not have expected anything to be going on in this town. And it was happening. Like we
really
said,
was.
we were going out to the car show in the first Fridays. Turned out we had the date wrong on the car show. That was all Friday.
But we were able to do both anyway, so it was
we got
fun.
to go hang out. We got to go hang out with Mark and Celia all day.
All day then.
And actually hang out instead of just
Working on
our truck at their house. So that was really cool. We got to spend the day together, and then Mark took us out to the restaurant, and then right there in Galesburg.
Yeah.
And then we went out to that whiskey bar that he likes to go into.
Yes,
I mean, it was just a fantastic day. Yeah, the bar. Which, if you are in Galesburg, go to the bar. That's
and
its
go
name.
meet Sam.
Right. Sam is awesome. Tell him we said hi. Really awesome place.
But yeah, it was a great little town. It was like a really happening little town. It was like a real main street that you could walk down, and then they do First Fridays on the first Friday of the summer months, and they closed down like a little section of the road, and they had music playing and vendors out and stuff. It was really, really cool.
Yeah,
we had a great
going
time
on every weekend over there.
Yeah, we had a really, really good time, and
the car show is massive too. It's 3,500 cars. I mean, they just basically shut down the entire street and like all of Main Street through the whole town.
kind of stopped at the railroad track, right?
Yeah.
That's what they said. It was
Railroad tracks to the other end of
the
town.
other end, and just kept going. And I mean, countless cars.
Had to walk all the way to the end of the street because Loretta found a truck. Yes.
Countless cars and different styles, and so that was really, really awesome.
Yeah, and if I had to describe Mark and Celia, like Gandhi comes to mind. Like they're just amazing people. They volunteer with different organizations all over town.
Yeah, they
Like,
were great. But we found them through Boondockers Welcome.
Right.
Very first Boondockers Welcome that we'd ever been to.
And they completely ruined it for us because now we're never going to find anyone like them again.
I know.
But that's fine because then we've got lifetime friends out of it. And we're back on the road because Mark is like Gandhi meets Harry Stamper from Armageddon. He can giant kind heart, and he can fix anything that needs fixing. So he's got, we got the truck fixed, we got the airbag patched up enough that we're running down the road.
That's right.
We can find the replacement.
That's right. And we are back en route
to Yellowstone.
to Yellowstone.
Making the mad dash.
And it's going, now it is really going to be a mad dash. Before we thought, okay, we can travel one day, sleep that night, stay the following day, sleep that night, and then get back in the truck and do it again. So we would have like 2 nights.
Drive day, off day, drive day, off
Right,
day.
and we thought that would be really, really, we knew it was going to be a dash, but because that is still kind of quick. But we were trying to break it up a little bit, and now that is not an option.
Yeah, now it's drive day, drive day, drive day, drive day.
Right.
Hope nothing goes wrong.
Pray that nothing goes wrong. And we figured, all right, let's get in, as we usually like to do 4 hours a day. And today we're kind of aiming at like almost 6 to 8 hours today,
right.
Just so that we can try to make a huge push, so that if we do have any more hiccups,
We've got a little bit of
we
a
have
buffer.
and at this point it's the smallest buffer, but it is what it is.
Yep.
It is what it is. There's only so much you can do. If we get to Yellowstone late, I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry, Karen, John, and Marie. But we will.
We're coming.
We're coming. We are coming. Hopefully, we get there before you leave. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
It just is what it is. We're making the best of it.
That's all we can do at this point.
Right. And I mean, if ever there was a moment when the two of us really were going to change our minds,
It was over on this trip.
It was over on this trip, and
Neither one of us said it to the other one, but
until after the fact.
until after the fact. But
And then we both kind of broke down about it.
both ready to give up, and
Just felt really beaten down.
yes, I was mentally broken for maybe only the second time in my life.
And but Mark and Celia really
Recharged our batteries
and they
kept us
mended
going.
that. They
Yes.
mended that. They started off by just putting a little tiny Band-Aid on it that they didn't realize we were bleeding through.
Right.
But they did. They patched it up, and
Yeah, the first night we were there, they didn't even let us take a moment to concentrate on the fact the truck was broken.
no, they didn't. They made us dinner.
Made us dinner, sat on the back porch,
We
had a couple drinks, and then watched the sunset from their back porch, and walked around their farm, and just it
They
really took
did
our mind
not
off.
allow us to stress about it.
Right, and amazing people. I can't even tell you, amazing people. And I hope all of you that see this video drive through Illinois and get a chance
and
to
have
meet
an opportunity to meet them, because it really was a privilege.
Yes, absolutely. So
I feel like maybe that's said too often, but at this time I really feel it.
Yeah,
like it was a
one of
real
those times
privilege.
you met people that changed our lives in a week. Total strangers to best friends in a week, and eternally grateful.
Yeah.
So
to Yellowstone we go.
To Yellowstone we go. And we will see you guys next week.
Next week we'll let you know how it went.